Good morning, children. We have already discussed the first part of the chapter 5, that is the language of chemistry. We have discussed the definition of elements, symbols, valency, its significance of the symbols, some elements with their symbols, molecules of some compounds, formula of compounds, the chemical formula, how to form the chemical formula, what is its valency, what is the name of the compound, formula, element presence, and also the significance of molecular formula. Today we are going to start with the second part, that is of the language of chemistry, that is the definition of chemical equation. Now we will explain what is chemical reaction. Chemical reaction is a chemical change. Their different substances react and their chemical composition changes to form a new substance. During a chemical reaction, two or more substances react to form one or more than one product. Definition of chemical equation can be defined as the representation of the reactants and products involved in chemical reactions using word for their respective symbols and formula. We can also define a chemical equation as the symbolic representation of a chemical reaction. Symbols and formula of the reactants, that is on the left hand side of the arrow, and product, that is on the right hand side of the arrow, are used for the same. The chemical reactions take place between two or more substances and can be represented in words, and this reaction is called word equations. For example, the reaction of burning of methane gas can be written in words as methane plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide and water. The word equation can be changed into a chemical equation by writing symbol and formula of the substance in place of their name. For example, CH4 in gas plus 2O2 in gas gives, in the presence of heat, gives CO2 gas plus 2H2O gas. The substances that react together in a chemical reaction are called reactants, and the substances formed as a result of the chemical reactions are called products. While writing a chemical equation, the reactants are always written on the left hand side and products are written on the right hand side. The arrow between the reactants and products represents the direction in which the chemical reaction is taking place. The conditions necessary for a reaction to take place is always written above or below the arrow. Let us take an example. That is the chemical reaction between hydrogen and oxygen, which is reactant, produces water is the product. The word and the chemical equation for this chemical reaction can be represented as 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O is a chemical equation, and hydrogen plus oxygen gives water is a word equation. Second example, word and chemical equation for the decomposition reaction of water into hydrogen and oxygen can be written as 2H2O breaks to give 2H2 plus O2. So that is the chemical equation. Water on producing means it breaks, it decomposes, and it gives hydrogen plus oxygen. Let us take the third example, that is the word and chemical equation for the chemical reaction involved in the formation of carbon dioxide. C plus O2 gives CO2, that is the chemical equation. Carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. Similarly, example 4 also the same thing, that is H2 plus Cl2 gives 2HCl. Hydrogen plus chlorine gives hydrochloric acid. Now you see the quick check, that is complete the following equation. CuCO3 gives CuO plus CO2. Fe plus S gives FeS. C plus O2 gives CO2. 2Mg plus O2 gives 2MgO. 2H2O gives 2H2 plus O2 plus heat. Now we will see the balanced chemical equation. A balanced chemical equation is that in which the total number of atoms of each element are equal on both sides of the equation. According to the law of conservation of mass, mass can neither be created nor destroyed during a chemical reaction. It means that in a chemical reaction, total mass of reactants should be equal to total mass of products. So there are various methods is used for balancing an equation. We will do only with the hit and trial method. This method consists of counting the number of atoms of each element on both sides and try to equalize them. So let us take an example, that is the decomposition of water into its constituent. First, we will write the unbalanced equation, that is H2O gives H2 plus O2. Now we will want to equalize the number of atom on both the reactant and the product side of the reaction. So the number of atom on the reactant side and product sides are hydrogen 2 and oxygen 1 in the reactant side, and in the product side hydrogen 2 and oxygen 2. Third, in order to balance the equation, we have to increase the oxygen atom on the reactant side by 1. So we will put 2 before the reactant. Now 2H2O gives H2 plus O2. Now here in the reactant side, the hydrogen becomes 4 oxygen 2, and in the product side hydrogen 2 and oxygen 2. Now we will balance the second element. To examine the obtained equation, and we will select another element which is still unbalanced. So here we can see that the hydrogen in the reactant side is 4, whereas in the product side is 2. So we will multiply it by 2 before the hydrogen atom. Now the equation can be written as 2H2O gives 2H2 plus. Let us see the number of atoms on the reactant side. Hydrogen 4, oxygen 2, and the number of atoms on the product side, hydrogen 4 and oxygen 2. So we can see that the number of atoms on the reactant side is equal to the number of atoms on the product side. This is the way how we are balancing the chemical equation. So the complete balanced equation will be written as 2H2O gives 2H2 plus O2. Now we will see another example, that is the burning of magnesium in the presence of air. Here we have seen, first we will write the unbalanced chemical equation, that is Mg plus O2 gives MgO. Now we will count the number of atoms of magnesium and oxygen on both reactant and product side. So we can see that the number of atoms on the reactant side is magnesium 1, oxygen 2, and the product side magnesium 1, oxygen 1. Now to balance the number of reactant atoms and the product atoms, we need to balance this one. So we have to increase the oxygen atom on the product side by 2. So we will put 2 before the product in the following manner. Mg plus O2 gives 2 MgO. Now the number of atom on the reactant side, magnesium 1, oxygen 2, but in the product side, magnesium 2, oxygen 2. Now to balance the magnesium of the second element, we have to add 2 in front of the magnesium. So we will put 2 in front of the magnesium and we get the reactant as magnesium 2, oxygen 2, and in the product side also magnesium 2 and oxygen 2. So we can see that the number of atoms on both the reactant and the product sides are the same. Hence the reaction is now balanced. 2 Mg plus O2 gives 2 MgO. Now see the quick check. Balance the given chemical equation. H2 plus O2 gives H2O. This is the skeleton equation. Now we have seen that in the reactant side oxygen is 2, but in the product side oxygen is 1. To make it 2, we have to add 2 in front of H2O. Now the oxygen is 2 and hydrogen becomes 4. Now to balance the reactant side, since in the product side hydrogen is 4, to make it 4 in the reactant side, we have to add 2 in front of the hydrogen atom. So when we will add 2 in front of it, we will get 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. Similarly, in the same way, 2MgO gives 2Mg plus O2. N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. Zn plus 2HCl gives ZnCl2 plus H2. Fe plus 2HCl gives FeCl2 plus H2. Now we will see that the significance of a balanced equation. A balanced chemical equation tells us which elements or compounds react with each other and what product do they form on reaction. Balanced chemical equation also indicates the necessary conditions required for a reaction to take place. The information gathered from a chemical equation. A balanced equation helps us in understanding the number of molecules and atoms involved in a reaction. Second, it also tells us the different molecular masses of the reactants and the products. A balanced chemical equation also helps us in proving the law of conservation of mass, and it also helps us in understanding the study of chemistry. So here one example is given, that is 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. A chemical equation represents the name of the reactants. For example, the reactants are hydrogen and oxygen. Second, it tells us about the products formed in a chemical reaction. The example is water as the product. Third, it tells us about the number of atoms or molecules for reactants and products taking part in chemical reaction. 2 molecules of hydrogen, 1 molecule of oxygen combine to form 2 molecules of water. Fourth, it tells us about the proportion of the reactant and products in a chemical reaction. That is, in the above reaction, the reactant, that is the hydrogen and oxygen, are in the ratio 2:1. And last, by the arrow sign, we can tell the direction in which a chemical reaction takes place. For example, arrow indicates that the reaction takes place from left hand side to the right hand side, whereas double arrow indicates the reaction is reversible. It also tells us about the mass of the reactants and the products formed. Hence, it helps in calculating the molecular mass of the reactants and the products in a chemical reaction to prove the law of conservation of mass. So here one example is given, that calculate the mass of magnesium oxide when 5.8 gram of magnesium is burned in the presence of air. Its atomic mass of magnesium is equal to 24 and oxygen is 16. So first we will balance the equation. 2 Mg plus O2 gives 2 MgO. Now we will calculate the molecular mass of the reactant and the product. So already the molecular mass is given to you. So here 2 magnesium is there. So 2 into 24, that is 48 gram, and oxygen is 2, to 2 into 16, that is 32 gram, and the product we are getting 24 plus 16, that is 80 gram. From these equation we know that 48 gram of magnesium reacts with air to give 80 gram of magnesium oxide. So 5.8 gram of magnesium, when it burn in presence of air, it will give 80 divided by 48 into 5.8, that is 9.7 gram. So 5.8 gram of magnesium burns in air to form 9.7 gram of magnesium oxide. Second example, calculate the mass of calcium oxide obtained when 30 gram of calcium carbonate is heated. Atomic mass of calcium is given 40, carbon 12 and oxygen 16. Now to balance the chemical equation, CaCO3 will give you CaO plus CO2. Now we will calculate the molecular mass, that is for calcium 40, carbon 12 plus 3 into 16, that is 100 gram, and the product we are getting calcium 40 plus oxygen 16, that is equals to 56 gram. Again plus carbon is 12 and oxygen is 2, the 2 into 16, that is 44 gram. From the equation we know that 100 gram of calcium carbonate on heating forms 56 gram of calcium oxide. So 30 gram of calcium carbonate will form 56 divided by 100 into 30, that is 16.8 gram. So 30 gram of calcium carbonate forms 16.8 gram of calcium oxide on heating. Now we will calculate the mass of sodium chloride obtained when 20 gram sodium reacts with chlorine. Atomic mass of sodium is 22.9 and chlorine is 35.5. So here atomic mass of sodium is given 22.9. You can also take 23. Write the balanced equation. 2Na plus Cl2 gives 2NaCl. Now we will calculate the molecular mass. 2Na 2 into 22.9, that is 45.8 gram, plus Cl2 2 into 35.5, that is 71 gram. It will gives you 2 into 22.9 plus 35.5, that is equals to 116.8 gram. So in 45.8 gram of sodium reacts with chlorine to give 116.8 gram of sodium chloride. So 20 gram of sodium will give 116.8 divided by 45.8 into 20, that is 51 gram. So 20 gram of sodium reacts with chlorine to form 51 gram of sodium chloride. Now there are some limitations of chemical equation. Although chemical equation tells us about the reactants and product formed in a chemical reaction, but it also failed to inform us number of things. So let us explain the first point, that is the chemical equation does not tell us about the physical state of the reactant and the product. When we are writing the equation, that is 2Na plus Cl2, we are not writing that Na is a solid and chlorine is a gas to give you NaCl, that is the solid. So this does not informed by the chemical equation. Second, it does not tell us about the concentration of the reactant and the products. We also cannot see that Na, the concentration of Na is more, or chlorine, the concentration of chlorine is more. We cannot say on the basis of the chemical equation. Third, it does not tell us about the necessary condition, that is the temperature, pressure, presence of a catalyst required for a chemical reaction to take place. It does not tell us about the heat changes that takes place in a chemical reaction, that is whether the chemical reaction is endothermic, whether the heat is absorbed, or it is an exothermic, whether the heat is released. That cannot be given with this equation, that is 2Na plus Cl2 gives to NaCl. No information about the heat. So to modify this chemical equation, the following information we gathered, that is, what are the conditions required for chemical reaction to take place. The first condition is the solution form. In some cases, in chemical reaction occurs when substances are mixed either in the molten state or in aqueous state to get the better yield of the product. So here you can see that hydrogen chlorides reacts with sodium hydroxide to form sodium chloride. Here we have taken hydrogen chloride as a solution plus sodium hydroxide also as a solution to give you the sodium chloride product, that is the solid form which settles, plus water. So the solid form of sodium chloride will be settled at the test tube and the water will be above the sodium chloride. So this way we can easily see that in some of the chemical reactions, solutions are very important. One more example you can take, that is sodium chloride and silver nitrate also react in a solution to get the precipitate of silver chloride and sodium nitrate, that is NaCl in aqueous state plus AgNO3 in aqueous state. It will give you AgCl, the white precipitate, plus NaNO3 in aqueous state. Second is heat. Heat or the temperature increases the rate of a chemical reaction. If the temperature is increased, the rate of reaction will also get increased. So calcium carbonate, when on heating, it will give you calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Similarly, if you are taking lead nitrate, 2 PbNO3 whole 2 on heating, it will give you 2 PbO plus 4 NO2 plus O2. Similarly, in the presence of a catalyst also, we can do the reaction. That is, catalysts are the chemicals that increase the rate of reaction without being used up. They do this by lowering the energy needed. We can see that there are two types of catalyst. One is positive catalyst and the another one is negative catalyst. Positive catalyst, when a catalyst accelerates a reaction, it is known as positive catalyst. Example, hydrogen peroxide increased in the presence of manganese dioxide. 2H2O2 in the presence of MnO2 gives 2H2O plus O2. And negative catalyst which retard a reaction, that is deaccelerates the reaction, is known as negative catalyst. The same example we can take, that is 2H2O2 in the presence of phosphoric acid or an alcohol, it will give you 2H2O plus O2, but in this case it is decreasing and in the first case it is increasing the rate of chemical reaction. So there are several conditions, that is we can use light also in some chemical reaction. Light is very important. Without, that is for example photosynthesis, without light we cannot prepare food, that is the plants cannot prepare their own food. Similarly, we can use electricity in some reactions. The electricity are very important, that is to passing an electricity in water, then only it will breaks into hydrogen and oxygen. Pressure is also very important in the chemical reaction to takes place. So here we can also get in the catalyst, we can also give one example, that is the ammonia, formation of ammonia. Nitrogen plus hydrogen in the presence of a catalyst, that is iron, and promoter, that is aluminum oxide, that is Al2O3, then only it will give you the product, that is ammonia. So N2 plus 3H2 in the presence of Fe and Al2O3, we will get 2NH3. Now let us see the quick check, that is whether the following statements are true or false. A chemical equation represents the name of the reactants and products. That is true. Chemical reaction cannot give us an exact idea about physical state of the reactants. That is false. You can write true also, because sometimes we, in the place of equation, if you are writing false, then you have to make it Chemical equation cannot give us an idea about the physical state of the reactant. Chemical equation as well as the chemical reaction also we can see in the same thing. Chemical reaction also shows us the proportion of reactants and products in an equation. That is false. Chemical equations show us the proportion of reactants and products in an reaction. We cannot get any idea whether the reaction is exothermic or endothermic from the chemical equation. That is true. Now here you can see that some terms are given: chemical reaction, chemical equation and valency, which we have already discussed. Now we will very short answer questions. Take the correct option. It is simplest or basic form of a pure substance, that is element. This is the symbol used to represent magnesium element, that is Mg. What is the Latin name of element lead? Plumbum. Which of the following is the molecular formula of the hydrogen peroxide H2O2? What is the combining capacity of an element called valency? What is an element having valency 3 called? That is trivalent. An atom or a group of atoms carrying same charge are called radical. What is the new substance formed during a chemical reaction called? That is product. Fill in the blanks. The symbol for potassium K is taken from Latin name kalium. Dash means a short form of representing something, that is symbol. Dash is the symbol used to represent the element cobalt, that is CO. And compound is a compound is a pure substance made up of two or more elements combined in a fixed proportion. The electrons present in the outermost shell of an atom are called valence electron. Most of the metallic ions carry positive charge. State whether the following statements are true or false. The symbols can be used to represent elements and compounds. True. Valence electrons indicate the combining capacity of an element of the atom of the element. False. That is valency. The symbol of an element is always written as the first letter of the name of the element. False. That is the first letter of English name or Latin name. An element having a valency of 5 is called pentavalent. True. The radicals carrying negative charge are called cations. False. That is anions. Non-metallic radicals are also called acid radicals. True. The substance written on the right hand side of an equation represents the reactants. False. That is product. Matter can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. True. Match the following: baking soda, NaHCO3, water, H2O, ammonium ion, NH4+, sodium, Na, sodium hydroxide, NaOH, potassium, that is kalium. Sodium will be natrium. Write the formula of the following compounds: sodium hydroxide, NaOH, sodium bicarbonate, NaHCO3, hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, sugar, C12H22O11, glucose, C6H12O6, ammonia, NH3. Short answer question. Write the equation for the following in terms of symbols and formula. Carbon dioxide plus water gives carbonic acid. CO2 plus H2O gives H2CO3. Iron plus sulfur gives iron sulfide. Fe plus S gives FeS. Magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide. Mg 2Mg plus O2 gives 2MgO. Water 2H2O gives hydrogen 2H2 plus oxygen O2. Magnesium Mg plus chlorine Cl2 gives magnesium chloride MgCl2. Write the word equation for the following reaction. N2 plus Mg gives Mg3N2. Nitrogen plus magnesium gives magnesium nitride. Ca plus Cl2 gives CaCl2. Calcium plus chlorine gives calcium chloride. CaCO3 gives CaO plus CO2. Calcium carbonate gives calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. 4Na plus O2 gives 2Na2O. Sodium plus oxygen gives sodium oxide. Fe plus S gives FeS. Iron plus sulfur gives iron 2 sulfur. Answer the following questions. What is the valency of hydrogen in CH4? Explain. I have already written in the notes. Please see after this. State the significance of writing molecular formula of a compound is already given in the notes, which I have already explained about the significance of writing molecular formula. State the law of conservation of mass is given in page 62. Why do we use symbols to represent elements, already given in the notes after this. Define the following term. Radicals is given in page 59. Valency is given in page 58. Valence electron is given in page 66. Also you can see in the quick notes. Variable valency is given in page 59. Chemical equation is given in page 61. Compound is given in page 57. Long answer questions. What do you understand by molecular formula of a compound? That is given in page 59. What is its significance is given in page 61. With the help of an example, describe the steps used to write molecular formula of a compound. That is given in page 16. How is law of conservation of mass applied while writing chemical equation, and explain the law and its significance. It already given in the note after this. What is the importance and limitations of writing a chemical equation is given in page 65. In case of, now see the challenge. In case of hydrogen peroxide, why don't we write the chemical formula as HO instead of H2O2, as valency of both the elements can be cancelled out easily, is given in the notes after this. The chemical formula of a compound is X2Y3. What are the valency of X and Y? Since in the chemical formula X is given as 3 and Y is given 2, because we have cross multiply with this. The valency of X will be multiplied with the subscript of Y, and Y will be multiplied with the subscript of 2. That is subscript of X, that is 2. So we get the valency X as a 3 and Y as a 2. Now balance the following chemical equation, that is C3H8 plus 5O2 will give you 3CO2 plus 4H2O, and B6CO2 plus 6H2O gives C6H12O6 plus 6O2. Now the girls, that I want to tell you, please practice how to calculate the molecular mass of the following examples I am telling. That is, first one is C6H12O6. You have to calculate the molecular mass. Second is NaHCO3. Third, HCl. Fourth, NaOH. Fifth, K2CO3. Sixth, Na2CO3. Seventh, Na2SO4. Ca. Eighth, CaCO3. Fifth, Ca bracket HCO3 whole 2. So all these, please calculate the molecular mass of this compound to practice. Now notes. What is the valency of hydrogen in CH4? Explain. CH4 is formed by one carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atom. Hydrogen has its valency 1, and carbon, being tetravalent, needs 4 valence electrons to form a stable electronic configuration, where it shares its 4 electrons with 4 hydrogen atoms. Therefore, valency of carbon atom in methane, that is CH4, is 4. Next question, that is, why do we use symbols to represent elements? We represent elements by their chemical symbol. The main reason is that using letters was the easiest and fastest way to represent the elements, to allow us to write chemical formulas easily, and since symbols are universal, that is same throughout the world, and thereby easier for identification. Now in the third, that is, how is law of conservation of mass applied while writing chemical equations? Explain the law and its significance. Conservation of mass stated. The law of conservation of mass means matter cannot be created or destroyed, but it can change from one form to another. In chemistry, the law is used to balance chemical equations. The number and type of atoms must be the same for both reactants and products. It's used by balancing number of atoms of an each side by adding a coefficient. Now the next question, that is the challenge. In case of hydrogen peroxide, why don't we write the chemical formula as HO instead of H2O2, as valency of both the elements can be cancelled out easily? The answer is HO would be the empirical formula of hydrogen peroxides, and we know that empirical formula gives the simplest ratio of atoms of different elements present in a molecule, which is totally different substance, and the molecular formula of hydrogen peroxide is H2O2, which contains 2 atoms of hydrogen and 2 atoms of oxygen. I have already given you some example, so please practice how to calculate the molecular mass. Here 3 example I have given, that is how to calculate the molecular mass of this compound NaHCO3. Na has got molecular mass 23, hydrogen 1, carbon 12 and oxygen is 3, so 3 into 16. So 23 plus 1 plus 12 plus 3 into 16, we are getting 24 plus 12 plus 48, that is 84. Second, Na2SO4. Sodium is 2 into 23 plus sulfur is 32 plus 4 into 16. So 46 plus 32 plus 64, we are getting 142. Now third, KHCO3, 39 plus 1 plus 12 plus 3 into 16, that is 40 plus 12 plus 48, that is 100. And you know how to calculate the molecular mass of 1 to 20. I have already explained that if it is an even number, we will multiply it by 2, and if it is an odd number, then we will multiply it by 2 plus 1. Only the exceptional is 4 elements, that is hydrogen, nitrogen, argon and beryllium. So these 4 are the exceptional, which I have already told you in the class.